Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. We have a nice box today. This one has come from Sportsman Gun Centre and I know what's in it. There's an FX DRS Pro in it and it's the 700mm barrel version in FAC format. So forgive me one moment while I just dig it out of its cocoon. And we can have a look. Got to wrestle these things free fairly carefully because they've got to get reboxed. We have a cut here, that's why. Right, and we're back in the room. So, what does it say on the box? It says FX DRS 25 Calibre EXP Pro MDT 700mm FAC, etc, etc. So one of the reasons I quite like doing these first impressions videos is that you get my genuine sort of delight on camera. What do we think to this? That looks rather super, doesn't it? And do you know what? It's nothing like as heavy as I thought it was going to be. Anyway, let's just move this out of the way a little bit. What's in the box? We've got a fill probe there. That is a different fill probe, that one. It goes in on the side here. So we'll look at that when we do the full review. This is just the preview for starters. We've got the magazine here. Looks like we've got some kind of sticky things and bits and pieces in there. A nice FX manual, which are usually very detailed. And have we got a box which is spacious enough to actually get everything in here with everything together with the scope on? We will have. Interestingly, I'm going to pick now one of my viewers who moaned at me the other week for having a rifle case and saying, oh, you shouldn't put your rifle in the rifle case upside down. Well, here's a perfect example. FX have supplied this rifle case and they think it's perfectly acceptable to have the rifle in the rifle case upside down and have cut the liner to say so. So to that viewer, whose name I can't remember because he's utterly meaningless, there you go. FX, obviously it's good enough for them. Let's just move that to one side. Oh, I do quite like that. It's got the bronze colour stock on it. FX is the DRS I absolutely loved. I had it in a sub 12 foot-pound format in 177 and it was so nice to shoot. The barrel is so stable and the air pressure and everything like that gave me such a clean, uniform power cycle on it. So I'm really looking forward to trying this one in the higher power format. But just for one moment, I'm going to grab an accessory. As you can see, we have an Arca rail on the underside, and here I have a tier 1 bipod for the Arca rail. I just took this off the CZ600 centerfire, and now I can put it straight onto here. Let me just, that'll be upset more people, don't worry, it's a foam bench. This is a super cool bipod, perfect for anything with an Arca rail on it. I'm just going to fold the legs forward and just leave it there. So we've now got that, and I can see it and show you it in all its glory. So one of the things I've noticed immediately is they've put a little sticker on here which possibly shows you where that regulator needs to be. That's actually the side, that's the pressure for the fill there. But anyway, what have we got? We've got a 700mm barrel. If I spin that off there, we've got a 1/2" UNC thread for a sound moderator as well, which will cut the noise down. Full length forend, Arca rail, loads of M-LOK slots on it for all the accessories and everything you could possibly want. And I have to say that instantly feels extremely stable. And if I just twist that forend, the barrel movement within that forend is less than 1 millimetre at the full extent of the barrel. If I just put that under the ceiling camera, that might just show that as I twist that against the bipod feet. That's a good sign, that is. It shows the rigidity of the forend. There's a Picatinny rail on top. That would appear to be inclined on there, and side lever cocking as usual. We've also got lots of space here for the magazine. I'll put that in, although it won't close the bolt because the magazine's actually closed at the moment. No pellets in it. But that means I've not got to get scope mounts to span the scope above the magazine. What else can we see instantly? Well, that looks like a magazine, doesn't it, from a centerfire rifle. It looks like an AICS 10 rounder. What that actually is the plenum, which is a secondary air cylinder, gets all your air cycling going through, smooths out the flow, gives you that flat power curve. I'm just going to close that up, see if there's any, it's a safe dry fire. Try this trigger. It's a 2-stage trigger. Oh yes, that's very nice, very crisp. Very nice indeed. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to be putting a sound moderator on that because it's going to be quite noisy, and obviously this is an FAC spec and it's 25 caliber, so we're going to be able to test pellets through that, slugs through that, stretch the distances with it, all sorts. Next things to look at, we've got the adjuster slot here for the adjustment underneath. We can get to the trigger mechanism with that. We've got a PRS style grip, hangs down, it's rubberized MDT, and that gives me a nice secure hold on it. And I've got 2 thumb shelves as well, so I've got thumb shelves either side. So depending on how you want to shoot, if you know you're left or right-handed, there we go with that. The cheek piece is elevation adjustable, but it looks like it needs an Allen key to do it, but it can also slide backwards and forwards by the looks of it as well. So that's another one that'll all come in the full review. The side lever cocking is super smooth actually, and if I hold that back and squeeze the trigger, I can decock that safely. There's a safety catch there, that's going to be forward fire, rear for safe. That's all fine, and the trigger blade itself is actually physically adjustable for position too. Length of pull has got spacers on it, so we'll have to look at that in the full review. And of course we've got an underside M-lock rail there, so we could put a monopod, anything like that on it. Depends exactly how you want to use the rifle. That will hook into your shoulder if you need it to, so you can cock the rifle without excessive manipulation required. I'm just going to decock this. Pop that forward. In fact, no, I can't decock it, it sits on safe. Just decock that. And there's like there's a foam pad on top of there as well, so we'll look at that when we look at all the accessories. There are already 1, 2, 3, 4 spacers in on that for length of pull. So I'm just going to grab some tools and just have a look at some of the measurements on this to start with. So where should we start? Let's start with overall length. Overall length is 44 3/4 inches, which is 1135 millimeters. Length of pull, I'll have a look at on there, is 13 1/4 inches, which is 343 millimeters. Barrel length, I think, as we've said, is 700 millimeters, and that is correct, yes. Now the fore-end length, which might interest some people, that fore-end, which is very long, gives you 500 millimeters before you even get to that barricade stop there, and that barricade stop is heavily ridged and segmented, so that's going to grip into stuff extremely well. Now let's have a little go at the trigger weight. I've fired this twice already, but we'll have to just do it one more time. Just zero that, put it into grams. That's coming in at 241 grams, which is 8.5 ounces. That is really going to please the people who want to shoot super lightweight. And the last thing we're going to do is measure the weight. Now to measure the weight as it is, I need to just take that bipod off. So let's fire those up. That's weighing in at 4,059 grams, which is £9, 15.1 ounces. So it's quite a big gun. People are going to say, what's it like for hunting? And I'm going to say, if you want to hunt with it, you can carry it. It wouldn't be my choice of a hunting rifle, but for a more sedentary hunting style, or, you know, Overwatch or something like that, a high seat or from a hide, anything at all, this is going to give you the super precision to make those slightly longer shots. And of course, with it being an FAC specification, you can have all the power to do it. When you look at the chassis on here, you've got the Cerakote on it, and it's a beautiful bronze finish. You can see it's almost got like a slightly speckled effect to it, like a metallic, and that really does look quite nice. I like the contrasting colours too. I think that's going to look great. I've got a scope to go on top of there, which I'll grab and put on soon. But this is going to go, well, I'm not going to kid you, I'm put a sound moderator on it. I'm going shooting this afternoon. Let's have a look and see what projectiles I've got in 25 caliber. What have I got? I've got FX hybrid slugs. These are 26 grain, 25 caliber. In terms of pellets, we've got FX pellets. These are 25.4 grain pellets. JSB Exact King Heavy Diablo. These are 33.95 grain pellets. Air Arms Diablo Field, 25 cal, 25.4 grain pellets. JSB Hades, these are 26.54, and I found some Zan slugs as well. I'm not sure what weight these are, I'm thinking there might be 37 grains, but that's 37 on the packet there, and I haven't got the outer packet for that. So I'm going to be shooting most of those through it, see what it groups like. One of the joys of this, which appears immediately to me, is that I don't have a multitude of tuning dials. Now, that means I'm pretty much going to load the magazine, shoot some groups, and see what it's like. The magazine is the usual FX format, so we rotate that, flip the lid, and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pellets will go in there, or 12 slugs. And the depth of that will hopefully fit some of these larger slugs. Let's just have a quick check and make sure those are going to drop in. Yeah, we've got plenty of space for those to go in there, so it shouldn't be a trouble at all. The FX slugs are likely a tiny little bit shorter because they're a little bit lighter. And they are, so that's not a problem either. And I'm really looking forward to shooting this, because tuning air rifles is great fun if you like tuning air rifles. If you want to just shoot them, tuning them can be, it's a task to do, isn't it? And it's part of the hobby itself. It's a bit like if you want to hand load ammunition just to shoot, it's not a big deal. If you want to hand load ammunition for the absolute greatest precision, that will be a never-ending task. And tuning's a little bit the same. It's something that you'll never get bored of. You'll always be trying to go a little bit further with the capabilities of your gun. Right, well, I'm back in the room now. Again, I've got a scope. So I hope you've enjoyed this little first look and first impressions. I've got an Element. This is the Nexus Gen 2 scope. That's going to go on top of there. And I'm going to be shooting this as soon as possible. So look forward to the full review, and all the details will come there. But in the meantime, if you want to ask any questions or add anything about this rifle, if you can get those to me as quickly as possible in the comments on this video, I will try and include those into the next video, which will be the full review, and it'll have all the details, shot capacity, air capacity, everything like that. So in the meantime, please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and keep track of my regular uploads. But don't forget, add the questions you want to hear about this rifle, because I'm really looking forward to shooting it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.